Hello and welcome to another episode of Speaking Clearly. I am your host, Josh, and today we have an old friend of mine in the building, our entrepreneur and the owner of Eric's Used Cars. And, you know, it's good to have you here, man.
Thank you, man.
Haven't seen you in a long time, man, but it's, today we're going to catch up, man.
For sure, man.
Glad to have you here, man. So let's start off with a little icebreaker question. I see you repping. You got the LA on. Today is game 5
Yes,
in the
sir.
playoffs. So how do you feel about that
I
situation?
think we got it in the bag, man. I think the Padres had their chance to close it up at home. They weren't able to do it. Of course. So.
They got blown out.
Yes,
So yeah.
sir. So I think now we're bringing it back to LA. I think we got this in the bag.
We should. Are you going to the game?
No,
I wouldn't be
sir.
surprised if you were.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't interested in dishing out $200-300 for some tickets. So
Yeah, they
I'll
are
watch
pretty
it from-
expensive right now, huh?
Yeah.
And you seem like the type that's gonna want to sit in the nice section. You ain't gonna want to be up there.
You know what, man? I think have sat in the nice section. I sat in the all the way in the open, whatever it's called.
The nosebleeds.
Yeah, nosebleeds. There you
That's
go.
how I know you ain't been there in a long time because you don't even know what they call.
Yeah, man. So I sat everywhere in the stadium. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
there
all
for a
good.
good game. That's all it is.
It's all good, man. Okay, so tell us about your where you grew up, man. Let's
Born and raised
start
in
off.
South Central, man, off 49th in Vermont.
Okay.
I still live there actually. So
Yeah.
yeah. Been
I'm
there
not
my
gonna
whole
lie,
life.
that surprised me, bro. That was a complete shock to me when I spoke to you and I asked you where you lived, because I heard a little story about the car that you drive and stuff like that. So I was like, he got to be living in some fly area somewhere. And then
know
you told me
what?
nah, bro, I still stay in the hood.
No, man, I do. It's something that I inherited from my dad. And, the market is crazy high even to rent, man. So it's kind of one of those things. You got to be smart with your money, whether you have it or not. And if you do, you still got to be smart with it.
I hear you, bro.
Or extra smarter with it. So,
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Yeah, obviously, you've been there since you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, that comes with a certain level of comfort as well.
Oh, for sure.
Even some people, they look at the hood and they feel like, oh, I could never live there. But when you grow up in this atmosphere and you build relationships with people that live in that same area,
You know how to move, and when you're born and raised in the hood, you know how to move around in the hood.
Exactly.
You don't mess with nobody messes with you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the way it is, man.
And then the people that are cool people that you could, chill with every now and then.
Exactly.
But, okay. So let's talk about your schooling, how you went through school, or no, let's go with the background, family background. Do you come from a family of, are you first generation? Are you second generation?
So my dad came from Guatemala, my mom's from El Salvador.
Okay.
So back in Guatemala, my dad was a bus driver. It was like a family business.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the whole family business or the whole business mentality has always been part of it.
Cars,
so-
having to do with cars or motor vehicles.
just anything to do with transportation.
Uh-huh.
Because they had buses with my grandpa.
Yeah.
Or my grandpa had buses. My dad was just a driver.
Okay.
And they would just kind of bus people from city to city. I guess I'm not too sure how that went about.
But that was in Guatemala.
That was in Guatemala.
Okay. Yeah.
So my dad comes here obviously like any other immigrant. He had to kind of hustle and work his way up. And I think it was in '91, if I'm not mistaken. He opened up his first lot on 42nd
Right there,
Vermont.
right
Yes,
across
sir.
the street from Manny.
Yes,
So your
sir.
dad has the same. You guys have the same name. Are you like a junior?
No. My brother's a junior. I have a different name. My dad's
Okay.
name was Josue or Josh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
my brother's a junior, and I don't know. I guess just one day he just happened to name the business after me.
Yeah, that's wild.
Everyone always
that
asks me the way my name, and I'm like, I'm not sure. I wish I could answer that, but
Yeah. Because I remember that had been there since the day we were already in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was already there. And then later on, when I met you, is when I found out that you were like, oh, yeah, that's our shit. That's and I was like, and it did have your name. And then I was like, at first I didn't believe you. I thought you were just messing with me. And then it turned out, I was like, oh, damn, it really is the homie Eric's lot. You get me?
Yeah.
And now you also have another lot, right?
correct in Bell.
In Bell. Yeah, I remember that's the one I visited.
Did you? I'm not.
Yeah, I visited a while
you
back.
did, you
Remember
did. I
with my
remember.
ex?
Yeah.
I
think you were living like Lancaster or
Yeah,
somewhere
that's
that
when
side
I
of
was
town,
living
right?
out there. We were going to college out there.
Yeah.
And she needed a new car.
Correct.
Because her car was a little dinged up or whatever. Then we came to visit you. But
Yeah, I remember now.
that was a little while ago. That was probably 2017, I think. 2016,
Maybe.
17.
Yeah, because we opened that one up in 2015.
Yeah, so it was somewhere around there. I would assume, because just me looking at the picture of me when I was dating her was around that time period.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember you hit me up. You're like, yeah, man, I need a car. Like, yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
I got you, man.
Definitely. I know. I remember because I was just like, oh yeah, my boy has a lot. And she was like, yeah, I'm not trying to buy nothing new. I was like, well, that's what he specializes in, is the used car lot. So I was like, call the homie Eric and see if we could figure something out. But okay. So now moving forward, your parents, you said, they came here as immigrants and they hustled up. And then in 91, you said he opened up that car
Give or
lot.
take 91, 92-ish.
Give or take 91, 92-ish. And ever since he opened it, he named it after Eric?
No, oh man, I don't remember when he named it first, but it had it actually went to like 2 or 3 different names.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And then eventually now it's reached that name and that's where it's staying.
We actually just changed it. Now it's a different name. We changed it back in 2024, so 2022, September 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, now it has a different name.
What's the name of it now?
JJD.
JJD.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was still going to be called Eric's.
No, we just felt like, so when my dad retired back in 2015, damn, I'm really bad with dates, but I will say like back in 2015, he kind of left everything the way it was, and we just kind of kept it. Yeah. But it's kind of got to a point where it was starting to get harder and harder with, the whole identity stuff, because we kind of kept everything under my dad's name, even though he had retired already. Yeah. So now we just kind of want to do our own thing and just pretty much just switch it and make everything ours in a way. Okay. And I say ours, me and my brother.
Yeah, no, so, I heard you told me. You guys work like in a partnership.
Correct.
It's like a dope, but that's dope when it's brothers.
I mean, it's my older brother. He was going to be the main one, so I just kind of follow his lead in a way.
Got you, man. But it's good though. As long as you have your foot in the door, you get me with this business stuff. You're still in those rooms having those conversations when it's about business, when it's about money. You're still there. You're still educating yourself, and you're still, growing that brand or attempting to grow that brand.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you also told me that you were planning on becoming like your own bank.
Correct, a finance company. Yeah, man, that's in the works right now as we speak. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. You got to get a credit line and all sorts of requirements, but that's in the works, and hopefully, sooner. Is
that like a long process, bro?
It is. It's a lot of background checks. So now you're dealing with people's identity. You're dealing with people's socials and personal information. So they got to make sure that you're not some type of criminal or scammer. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they take their. You got to go through all these steps and stuff. But I mean, like I said, a lot of this stuff is pretty much done. Right now, I was actually able to secure a credit line about a week ago. So now there's some requirement that they require for you to have or stuff that you had.
It's like a lot of loops that they're making you jump through, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's a big step though. Because now you guys are going to become almost like equivalent to like a Honda dealership or something where they can live. I won't say equivalent, but it is like, how the big dealerships are able to offer you, a financing on the spot. They have their own banks, they have their own rates, they have everything in house. You get me?
So you just get to become more competitive.
Exactly, because then you'll be able to, offer those same things to people that come in looking for a car.
Yeah, because in a way, it's kind of like one of those. Just an example, right? Let's say you go to Honda and they're giving you a 5%. Yeah. Then you come to me. I'd rather not make no money on the finance side, which I'm already making money on the car. Yeah. And I'll give you a 2%, 3%. So now I just beat Honda by 1, 2, maybe 3 points.
3%.
You know what I mean? So
which is a big difference.
So that's the. I mean, sometimes you'd rather make a little less money but still make something. Yeah. Not make nothing at all.
And then have a returning customer who maybe in the future, has a cousin, an uncle, a sister, or a kid that, now it's his 16th birthday, he needs a car. They hooked me up. Before. Boom. Yeah. Now let's go back over there and see him again. Yep. So that's always a good
so you just kind of keep everything in-house, in a way. So
Definitely.
That's the goal, man.
How did you come about doing this with your brother? The whole it was passed down from your father.
It was passed down actually to my brother. I was still in school when it was passed down on to my brother. Mm-hmm. After school, when my dad he just kind of gave me like an ultimatum. He was like, "You're gonna work, or you're gonna go to school, or you just have to pretty much become an adult, right?" Yeah. So I was like, "All right, I'll go to school." He handed it over to my brother. Once I was done with school, it was kind of instilled in us by your dad that it was like, why work for somebody else where you can just make your own money, make your own schedule, just do it on your own. Yeah. So I was like, all right, man. I tried working at Macy's for what was it, like the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah, the seasonal shit that they offer. Yeah.
I was like, this shit ain't for me, man. You know, you gotta go in early. You gotta follow people's fucking.
Yeah, and you're not only one. You don't only have one person above you. You have like multiple people that have the right to tell you like what to do. Go clean that up, and it's like you gotta answer not only just to one person. You literally got this supervisor. That guy's the shift lead. That one's the store manager, and all those three can literally walk up at any time and just be like, "Hey, you see that shit over there? Go pick it up."
Yeah,
and you just gotta go.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I feel like that was kind of like an eye opener for me. I was like, yeah, my dad's right. It's good. I don't want to do this shit. Yeah. So, once that was done with, then I just kind of started helping my brother.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's always been the one. I always follow his lead.
Yeah.
He's always been the leader. So I just kind of started helping him out, started learning the business, because even though my dad had the business, I was never really involved. It was never like the car business has never really been my thing for me to be like, oh yeah, I want to learn and I want to do this. But at the same time, I wasn't really doing nothing with my life, so why not? Learning and.
So what is it that you went to school for though? So this is college that you're talking about. You went to school.
I actually went to school for audio engineer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So. Okay, so you kind of know a little bit about this production kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, they teach you all this stuff. I tried doing a couple internships here and there. I mean, they want you to work for free, man. At the time, I was broke, I was young, and I was like,
you were like, I couldn't do it for free.
Yeah,
you were like, I need some type of income.
I get it. You got to pay your dues, but at this point, I'm like, for what?
Yeah, I mean, when you got a family that ons a good business, it's like, why not just jump in there and start making money out the gate?
Like, how do I put it? Like, yeah, he was a provider, but he wasn't gonna be giving money just because. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, you want money, you have to work for it.
Yeah,
you
that traditional like Latino parent that's gonna be like, you ain't getting nothing around here unless you go do something. It's like you ain't.
And in a way, it's cool, right? Because it wasn't just handed to me. In a way, it kind of was, because he started everything, and once he retired, boom, here it is. Yeah. But
he made you earn that position too, though. Because I mean, the way you're describing it to me, it makes it seem to me like he was definitely, he wanted to see some effort on your part before he just handed you a business.
Correct. And like I said, I mean, it was, he handed it over first to my brother, and then I was like, all right, well, here it come, guys. Let me see what I can do. And, just kind of, like I said, I learned the ins and outs of it. I seen the way my brother kind of moved around, and, we struggled, I'm not going to lie, because my dad was very old school. Yeah. I guess it was like in the 2000s, he was still kind of working back, like very old, I guess you can say. So, we learned, and, we had to kind of get in tune with the new stuff. And just
with like the new technology.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically your dad, the way he was conducting his business was like with a lot of like the older technology?
Yeah. He used to write up the contracts and everything with a typewriter.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. Clack, 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 clack. That's crazy.
And you would fuck up one time, you got to rip that
throw out the whole document and then start over again.
I'm sure you've seen those old contracts, right? Like the sales contracts. They're long. They're like this long.
I have not.
Yeah. So and it had like a whole.
I'm not that old, bro. I mean, we're the same age, I believe, right?
We're the same age, but I mean, they really they modernized them, I guess you can say, because now regular paper. Yeah. But yeah, I remember my brother we had another room next door, and he just be typing shit up. Yeah. You just hear that. I was like, oh. Yeah. So. I had to kind of just catch up, like I said, with the new modern era. And just,
I hear you, bro. So, I think I kind of skipped over this part because I'm curious about this. I always like to ask this question to people that grew up in this environment. The gangs and that lifestyle, the drug dealing and all that stuff is very prominent out here in these areas, So, how were you able to dodge that lifestyle?
Oh, man. It was just something that never really caught my attention. Yeah. To be honest with you, like I was cool with everyone from the neighborhood. I would see them, say what's up, and that was it. Yeah. That's it, man. It was just simple as that. I mean, I didn't grow up around anything like that. Like not my parents, not my brother, my sisters. They were wild, but they were never really involved in that.
They were never like gangbanging, basically.
My oldest would hang out. I'm not sure what gang, but she would hang out with some gangbangers, and she did some time, and she kind of learned her lesson from
from doing that one. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was never something really that intrigued me to be like, oh, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of easy.
So that was easy for you to stay away from. Yeah, because I mean, some people struggle with it, but then again, I feel like, my take on it right now, just hearing you talk about your family, you said your brother was always an influence and you always looked at him like kind of like as a leader in the business aspect. But I'm pretty sure that as a child as well, I would assume that, because I always looked at my big brother as like an example. You know, I wanted to be like him. He got the new shoes. I wanted to be like him. So I think in that case, maybe that is what helped you steer away from all that stuff, was having that family present, you know, having a structure at home, you know, something that, you know, you didn't have to run to the streets to find that love.
Yeah, honestly, man, and I thank God for it. Like, I never really did.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't sit here and tell you, like, yeah, man, growing up, you know, we're struggling. Like, no, I'm not saying that I had everything, but I had everything that I needed.
Yeah.
You know, I had food on my table, I had everything. So, and I feel that when you want to be out in the streets, for two reasons. Either you just want to do that because you want to, or two, because, you know, kind of life just makes you go out there where we got to start hustling and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, I never was around anything like that. So for me, it was, you know, nothing that really.
Easy to stay away from it. I got you, man. You know, it's just a question I like to ask.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, because a lot of people, you know, I'm pretty sure you know friends, though, that have chosen that lifestyle or gone down that route, you know, even if it was later on in life. You know, so I'm always curious, like, how some people just steer away from it. But you just say you just never had any interest in it.
Yeah.
Never called your name at all.
Nah, man, like, you know, you see all these things on TV and hear all these stories, kind of like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. So now, what would be what are, besides the whole, you know, becoming your own bank? Is it a possibility that you're going to open like more dealerships? Is that like part of the plan as well?
Been kind of a subject at one point, but that's just an idea.
Yeah.
You know, for now we just kind of want to take it step by step. So
and focus on the two that you guys currently have.
I mean, I think like the whole finance company or bank is definitely a new challenge for us. It's something within the same industry, but it's something new.
Yeah.
You know, so
you really gotta like educate yourself on that side of the thing. On that side of things, just to, you know,
because I mean, now you got to be dealing with people, you know, making their payments. Now you got to be dealing with, if you don't make their payments, you got to go pick up their truck or their car.
And now, how would you go about that actually? Do you just hire like a repo guy?
Yeah,
you just give him like a contract?
We have a repo company. We don't do business with him, but we do business, like we sell him his tow trucks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
he'll basically, if you tell him like, hey, this dude didn't make his payments, he'll just, hey, what's the address?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right, that's
there's so much shit out there, man. Now there's GPSs and everything. You just pack that shit up in the car. They try to hide it. You won't find it anyway.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, is that what y'all do? That's crazy.
The banks, man. The banks.
You got to though, right?
Yeah.
You have to at some point, you know, because so many people don't make their payments. You know, you can't take that loss all the time.
Yeah, like the banks will give you like a checklist. Like, I need all this. If you want to get paid, I need all this. All the paperwork, obviously. And then it's like, if they want a device on the car, they'll tell you. Yeah. And if you don't put it on there, then you're going to have to put it on there. They're not going to pay you. So.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So how would you feel that now, if you were to want to start a company on your own entirely, you feel like you have that foundation, you have that knowledge to be able to do it?
It's scary. I'm not going to lie. It is scary. You know, there's times where I do kind of just sit and think, and it's like, oh, man, what if I fail?
Yeah.
And like, what if it doesn't go well? What if it... But... at the end of the day, all the what ifs just have to fly out the door, and you have to do it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I definitely feel capable of doing something on my own. So,
okay, that's dope, man. You know, because I was just curious to see like if you felt like comfortable with what you had learned up to this point. Because I know you've had your foot in that door, or you've been in that seat for a while now.
For a
you know,
minute, man. I was actually thinking about that the other day. It's been since right after high school. So I was 18. I'll be 34 next month. So about 16 years.
Yeah, for real, man. That's crazy.
Like fully doing it, you know, like on it. But
do you ever still go work that shop right there in front of Manuel? The dealership.
Oh, I go not really. My brother was just there.
You work the Bell one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I go over there more. My brother was actually just there on Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean from time to time I might show up and go, but
yeah.
I'm just so used to just getting up and going to the other spot.
Going straight over there?
Yeah. So, but you know, it's cool to kind of be back in the neighborhood for a little bit.
All right, that's dope, man.
Yeah, man.
So let me. What if you had if you had to give a young kid advice that wanted to start his own business? What piece of advice would that be?
You know, man, don't let fear stop you.
Don't what?
Don't let fear stop you.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like for me, everybody's like, "Oh, you've been doing this for a while. And you haven't really done anything new." It's like, at one point, I did let fear stop me. Like. It'll just start just pounding your head, man, your brain, and just be like, nah, I can't do it. Yeah. Or nah, I'm gonna fail, and then what? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't let fear stop you. Once you kind of just find a way and just be like, you know, I'm gonna do it regardless. Yeah. You'll be good, man. You know, because I feel like a hardship kind of makes you strive harder for whatever it is that you want or wherever you want to get.
Yeah.
You know, you might fail, but you kind of got to learn from it, not give up.
Like going through those trials, those tribulations. And
like for us, I mean, it's been, you know, like I said, we had some tough times, man, to us, you know, back in 2009, I remember this clearly. We were broke, bro. Like me and my brother, like we were broke. Like we didn't have nothing to even eat.
Really?
I remember we had some cans in the back. Like, let's go sell these motherfuckers. Yeah. We sold them. We went to the truck that's right there on King, Vermont. Split a burrito, bro. Like it was that bad.
Damn.
Yeah, and everybody would be like, "Oh, well, you know, you guys have this, you have that." Like, yeah, but you don't see what goes on behind it.
Yeah,
you know
behind the scenes. Yeah.
So you know, it's like little things like that you kind of think. It's like, man, like, do I really want to be going through that? Maybe not. Maybe so. But you learn from it. You know, so. I feel like fear is a big factor in a lot of people's decisions and why they don't do certain things, you know. Yeah. Speaking on, like I said, self-experience.
You said in 2009 that, you know, you went through that hard time where you literally had to split a burrito with your brother. How were you able to, like, manage your way out of that situation? And how long did it take for you to, like, really get back on your feet?
Long? I'm not sure exactly, like, time-wise, but I just remember it felt forever. Yeah. But so when you have a dealership, you have options, right? Obviously, if you don't sell to the public, you can kind of just grab a car, whatever car it is, and just throw it in the auction. Yeah. So at this point, I remember me and my brother, I think this was barely when Craigslist kind of started like popping up. So man, we were just out there taking pictures, posting cars up. We were throwing some cars in the auction. You know, that we would make $500-600 off of and just fucking just kind of, like I said, just slowly work our way up. Yeah. Like, you know, it got a little tough. Like there was times where you kind of get discouraged because like you're doing all these things and then you don't see no positivity out of it. So it's kind of like, damn, man, like what else do I got to do? You know what I mean? I don't know what else. But, you know, once you kind of start seeing the results, it'll slowly just kind of. You were
saying, so you wanted that instant gratification. Yeah, and when you weren't getting that instant gratification, you were like, damn, like what are we really doing?
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, it's
a little discouraging,
it's a slow
I guess.
Process sometimes, you know, especially like, you know, I feel that the economy has a lot to do with things sometimes, you know, like people are fearful and they don't want to spend, they rather save their money, all these things. So it's kind of like, man, like what I got to do to get these people in here, you know what I mean?
But this seems like you said like this was like the recession time, right? Because I just realized you said 2009, that's when Obama had just taken office. Because Obama, I believe, took office 2008. And then so if you're saying, because I believe that was around that recession period, so that would actually make sense that you guys were going through that tough time at that
and I think that's why I remember like that point of my life so much because like I said, we kind of went through it a lot. And I feel like, so me and my brother, we have like a very distinct relationship. Like we're cool, but we're more like, how do I put it? Like work friends, I guess. Because out of work, we don't really talk that much, right? Yeah. But I feel like at that point, like that brought us closer.
Going through that hard time together.
Man, because we have to kind of just figure it out. It's like, hey, man, like, you know, we have this soda. Like, what's up? Let's split it because I got like 30
That's
cents.
the type of thing that'll make you bond, though, for sure. That will create like a bonding, you know, when you have to go through those tough times together, especially with family, bro, or even with friends. Like when you're really struggling and you just got to come together and you got to share that burrito or whatever the case is, you know, it does create a certain type of bond with those people, you know, where it's just like, damn, we made it through a rough time. And especially when you can look back on it and be like, we're not there anymore. Now,
and
you know, we're thriving.
Things too, you know what I'm saying? Like now it's like, for example, right, we got $10. Now it's like, I'm just gonna save my $10. You know, I'm not that hungry, or you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
funny.
Like it's just on just stupid shit. It's just like, it's cool. Yeah. It just makes you just kind of like, I'm not sure what the word is, but just take care of what you have. You know what I mean? Like,
value what you have.
Value what you have.
Value what you have.
You know, now when you're breaking in so much, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but it's like, do I really want to spend everything? Nah, it's cool. I'll save so much now. You know? Yeah. At the time, I was young. I was broke. Bro. You know, so it was like
2009. Whatever. You was what?
I was gonna be either I was already 19 or I was on my way to 19.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
because that's what year after you graduated.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. So you were going through that right after graduation.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was going to SMC, and just kind of going back and forth, man. But I wasn't really doing much, you know.
So SMC, is that what you got? You got a AA or you got your BA?
BA.
You got a BA as well? Okay.
I transferred from SMC to CSUN afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody went to CSUN from Manual, bro.
Easiest
I feel like everybody from Manual Arts went to CSUN, bro. But it seemed like it was fun. I remember
it was cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, mostly, man, I went to school because of my dad. Like I said, he pushed me. You're gonna go to school. You're gonna do something because you're not gonna be at home just chilling.
Yeah. Sometimes I felt like I should have gone to school.
It's
Like
never
right
too
after
late.
high school, I should have. No, because I did. I ended up going to school, but I don't have a BA. I don't have a BA. But I did go to school at one point. But yeah, I wish I would have. When I saw everybody going to school at that time, though, I was just like not in my right mind at all. I was just focused on having fun and just like living life and
I
not
was the
like
same way though, bro. Like, I mean, I wasn't really out partying like that because my dad was kind of strict on me.
Yeah.
But I was just chilling, man. Like, just, all right, let's go here. All right, let's go. I had a whip at the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends didn't. So they were like, hey man, let's go to Fox Hills. All right, let's run to Fox Hills. Yeah. That was always
you were
like,
young too.
yeah. So, you don't want to really be doing much, man. So,
Yeah.
But like I said, you kind of you move on from that. Kind of grow out of it. It took me a while to grow out of it, I'm not gonna lie, but finally did.
Could you tell me how you went from that transition of your father being the main guy and him dealing with marketing and reaching out to clients or like attracting clients to, how you said times have changed, technology and so how is it that you and your brother now with the business side of it and the marketing side of things and attracting clients into the dealerships, how do you guys take that approach now?
You know what? My dad was more like I said earlier, he was more on the old school side. He wouldn't really market that much. It was more like just walk-ins. Whoever came in, that was it, right? Yeah. With us, it's just mostly online. So like you have to kind of, oh man, how do I put this? Like the type of clientele you get. Now you got like the younger generation. Yeah. So you have to kind of, like I said, you have to just kind of catch up with it, man. It's just, I mean, we're still kind of young, right? Early 30s is nothing too crazy. So we still kind of know how to approach like the younger crowds. We kind of know what they want.
Yeah, or what they're looking for.
Yeah, and what they're looking for. Obviously, like the older crowds, we know what they want. They're not going to want an SRT8, for example, right? Yeah. But you got a 20, 25-year-old, he might want an SRT8. So, yeah, you just kind of learn with it. And you talk to different, dealership owners, and, they kind of tell you, too, like, oh, yeah, this is what's popping right now. I got, for example, I don't know, I got a Jeep SRT8 or I got a Hellcat, right? Oh, these motherfuckers are selling like hotcakes. What? Yeah. All right, cool. Now you're starting to look at those because you're trying to kind of catch that market too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you just kind of learn from others, while you're still in the business.
So it's like cultivating relationships within that same business, basically, and having relationships with other people who also own dealerships.
Correct, but also you kind of have to choose what market you want to service.
Yeah.
You want to service like the younger crowd or you want to service the older crowd. Yeah. Like I said earlier, I mean, an older family man, he's not going to be looking. Well, there's some that, there's still.
Yeah, some that do.
Yeah, I had some. I had some of those. But for the most part, let's say you want to put a percentage on like 60, 70% of the older crowd, they want either something more like on the family side, like an SUV or like a car for their wives or even themselves.
Or like a work truck.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So it's like you kind of choose, like, do I want to have like the younger crowd type of cars, or do I want something that's for like the older crowd? So you kind of choose,
Who do you feel is more reliable when it comes to like being on time with their payments and like the older crowd or the younger crowd?
Oh man, that's always 50-50 because you might
really?
think, yeah, man.
I thought for sure you were gonna say older crowd.
Nah, man. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Back a couple of years ago, we had some guy. We had an Escalade. I think we had it for like a 20 something. Let's say 25 grand, right? Yeah. And this dude comes in, messed up credit, older guy, maybe like late 50s. Oh man, I want it. You don't qualify. He's like, what if I give you 18 grand? We just finance the rest. All right, cool, no problem. Let's do it, right?
Yeah. 18,000 down payment, you can have it.
Comes up with the 18 grand, boom, we get the deal done. Yeah. This was early in the year. I think this was like in March. Yeah. And he was actually dating a younger chick. So later, I'd say like maybe like late September, early October, she comes in and she was like, oh, are you guys looking? I forgot the guy's name. He's like, are you guys looking for this guy's truck? And we were like, no, why? Yeah. She was like, this motherfucker hasn't paid. And I know where he has it locked up and everything. We were like, what? Like, you would think, right? Someone that just comes, drops 18 grand. Yeah. They're going to pay it off. You don't want to lose the truck and your money.
Yeah. Right. Now you losing double time.
Yeah. So now we were like, what? So we ended up finding out that they didn't end up repoing his truck. Damn. So, so you would kind of think, right? He was an older man, came in with the cash.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work that way.
That's wild.
And then I had some young cats that, yeah, man, they actually, either they come in, they trade in their car, or, they come in with their girl, they might have to co-sign or whatever, and then, their credit's legit.
Okay.
So it's always...
It's a toss-up thing, basically.
Man,
it's a toss-up.
You never really know
who's going to follow through on their payments and who isn't.
Yeah, man, it's always, but you just have to kind of give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Do you feel like that ends up hurting you in the long run, or does it actually benefit the dealership? Because I'm thinking, so just to elaborate, I'm thinking like, okay, if they take the car and then you guys repo it back, now it's back in your possession. So now you can resell the car, and then at some point they probably did give you some, because now they don't get that money back, whatever they invested into that car.
Well, you guys got to remember though, cars have values, right? So for example, we were selling it for 25, it's because the truck was worth maybe 25, a little over 25. I don't remember, right?
Yeah.
But let's say it was worth the 25 grand. Now the guy gave 18 grand. You're not financing the 25. You're only financing 7 grand plus taxes. Let's say 10 grand, right?
Okay.
But the truck, let's say he used it, banged it up. Now it's not worth the 25. Now it's worth, let's say, 15 grand. I mean, you're still,
you're still losing.
No, you're still making money because the truck is worth more than what the guy owes.
Yeah.
So now you have equity on it. So
okay.
No matter how banged up it is, let's say you sell it in the auction for 10 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say he made, this is an example. Let's say he made 6 payments of $500. That's 3 grand. And you lend him 10. Now he owes you 7, but you sold it for 10. So he already, you made money.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that you kind of lost me a little bit with all those numbers. I'm not gonna front, bro. I'm not gonna front at all. But I'll take your word for it. You saying you the businessman.
Yeah,
this is your level. This is your area of expertise.
Numbers wise, I mean,
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one.
You got to see like the value in things. Like sometimes, like when they lend, you're gonna lend less than what the car is worth. So if you're lending less, then you're making money.
Because the person has to drop a down payment. That's why you're saying you're going to lend
less.
There's
some people that zero down because their credit's so good.
Because their credit is like 850 or some crazy shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah, like take that shit. But if you're lending less than what the car is worth, I want that motherfucker to go to repo shit. I want to get it back.
Because then you end up winning double time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So now you make money in the front. Now you're gonna make money in the back once you take it back.
Yeah. All right, man.
So it's all.
You also have a website, right?
We do.
You have a website for your car dealerships, and is that is that?
It's jjdcars.com.
jjdcars.com. All right, Eric. So you want to tell us, because all this owning a business, sometimes it could take a toll on your personal life, on like your own free time. So tell me, how do you balance like your work life and your personal life, and like what does a regular, like just a normal day look like for you as a
I'm a late starter, bro. What time is it now? It's almost 1. I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't start that early, to be honest with you. I mean, we have like a team, so we have a sales guy and everyone. They open up and they're there. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell I wake up early and do all that. Nah, I wake up, just go on with my day, have my coffee, whatever. But one thing that it does bother me sometimes, my phone doesn't stop ringing. Let's say I'm out on vacation.
Yeah.
People are calling.
Yeah.
So my phone, I'm working even when I'm not working.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, and I can't turn my phone off because my personal and my work numbers. So it's 2 and 1.
Yeah.
But you know what? Other than that, man, I mean, there's times that we do gotta sacrifice our time. Like, for example, like yesterday, I was at work till like 8, pretty much. Yeah. There's times where I get to leave at 6. It just depends on the time and if we're busy or we're not. Yeah. There's times that certain plans have to be kind of changed or canceled because, like I said, either we have an appointment or someone wants to come from far away and we got to wait for them, So, but for the most part, it's pretty chill though, man. Like it's nothing that takes too much of a sacrifice, to be honest with you. We've been in business for a while, so we have, we kind of learn how to manage that and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then you say you have a team with you as well, and also your brother.
Correct.
Also, steering the ship as well. Yeah. So that's all. I feel like
more on the let's say like logistics of it. He's the one that buys the trucks, makes sure they get here. If they got to get fixed, they get fixed. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So, but he's off on Fridays, so it's a chill day. We take our days off because, like I said, we need it, man. We need it. For
time. No, definitely. He's probably gonna be at the game.
Nah.
Tampoco.
Nah,
somebody got to be at that game.
Nah,
man.
He's not one of those. He's not. He's actually a Yankee fan. So
no way. Oh yeah. No, we don't like him.
Yeah, man. His kid, my nephews, they're big Dodger fans, but they're not that type of family where they'll go to the game and shit. I am just like I said. I'm not paying that much. For
Yeah,
tickets,
nah,
man.
$200 and something for a ticket.
Plus fees is like.
Yeah, I'd rather just go sit at a bar next to the Dodger Stadium and chill.
Munch
Them
up.
$200, I could eat, I could drink, I could enjoy the game, and have like
I think
a
probably
dope
even less than
atmosphere.
$200.
Huh?
I think for even less than $200.
Yeah, oh, definitely. If I'm going solo, definitely less than $200. If you got a little date, then things get a little more expensive.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd rather go by myself.
Yeah.
They say don't take sand to the beach, right?
As you get older, if you have a partner,
that's different. Are you married, bro?
I'm not. No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
no.
I
have a daughter though, man.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is your daughter?
She's actually gonna be 7 months on the 27th.
No way.
Yeah,
so you're
baby.
like a new.
Yeah,
That's also why you take your time with getting to work too, because you probably ain't sleeping too much right now.
I am. Her mom isn't. So I'll be honest.
All right. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone.
No, you're good.
But so any maybe you want to shout out your way somebody can reach you. If they're
I'm
interested
actually
in
gonna
buying
shout
some
out Pony because of Pony that I found.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Shout out to the barber Pony.
Yep. Absolutely.
And man. Other than that, that's about it, man. It's just. I would shout out Irvin, but I'm not sure if he's gonna see this. So.
Yeah, he might. We could always send it to him.
we'll
we could always send it his way.
Yeah, man.
But it was definitely great to have you here,
Likewise,
man.
brother.
Thanks for educating us a little bit on things that we might not have known either about you or the car dealership business. And it's great to see you thriving out here, man. Coming from where you came from, and just putting your best foot forward, bro. And
Thank you, man. It's definitely nice seeing you too. It's been 10 years or so? No, it's probably been less.
No, I think it's been definitely like 10, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the last time unless we just saw each other. No, it was.
No, you said it was 2017.
Yeah, it was because I saw you when I went
years.
to the dealership.
Yeah.
That is true. So no, it hasn't been 10 years. But that was just that was more like on some business type stuff. You get me? It wasn't really really catching up,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But it's definitely nice seeing you. I still remember how short you were in high school.
I was tiny. I was like a little, and it just happened out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
I literally went from one summer to the next where I was just
you just had a
yep. And I remember I came back to school the next year and everybody was looking at me like, that's not Josh. And I was like, it is me. It was like, what the hell happened to you?
You're what, 6'2", 6'1"?
Nah, I'm not. I wish. No. Bro, I'm 5'11".
Oh, you are?
Hell yeah. You was giving me extra inches, bro. I was about to say,
man.
hell yeah. Matter of fact, I am 6'2", in case y'all, But then she comes stand next to me, and I'm be like, hold up, he ain't 6'2".
Man.
My ex-boyfriend was 6'2". You're not 6'2".
I guess the doctor lies, so you just got to play it off.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. But it was good having you, man.
Likewise,
Honestly,
man.
it was great having you, man. And, we'll catch up with you guys, another episode of Speaking Clearly, and we're out of here.